من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي كان موجودا قبل حدوث الأشياء ويبقى بعد فناء الأشياء تفرد بالأولية والقدم ووسم كل شيء ما عداه بالفناء والعدم كما قال عز شأنه كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه وكل نفس ذائقة الموت وقال كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنام سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الله في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم صلوات. To continue our discussion on Dua Makarim al-Akhlaq, this dua in which Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam is teaching us the noble manners and noble ethics. And it is in the form of supplication, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to improve the akhlaq of a mu'min, of a person who is supplicating to Allah, who is talking to Allah, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we do dua, or when we talk about wish, when we talk about supplication, usually always a list that we have in our mind, the list contains mostly issues that are relevant to our worldly life, our worldly needs, our worldly wants. But in this supplication, Imam is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the improvement in akhlaq, in behavior. And in every single sentence, he is pointing out towards something very important in our behavior life. So, and of course, there are passages that I mentioned. Last time I started a new passage from this dua in which Imam is talking about a situation when everybody in his life encounters, and that is when you deal with your enemies, the people who give you hard time. They are of two types, two kinds. One, people who can change and can change their behavior. So you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change their behavior and their attitude towards the best situation from worse situation. That was previous paragraph from this dua that we discussed. But in this one, which we started last time with one sentence, I will remind you now. It started with asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala some power, some abilities, some capabilities to deal with harsh enemies, the people who, even if you try, and even if you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change them, they are not going to change. They There are some people like this. So when you are in a situation of dealing with such people, what should you do? Because you tried, according to earlier, part of the dua in which Allah, Imam is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change the behavior of the enemies towards the best. But now he is saying, oh Allah, give me وَاجْعَلْ لِي يَدًا عَلَى مَنْ ظَلَمَنِي. So we discussed this last time. Oh Allah, give me a hand against the person who is wronging me, who is oppressing me. So عَلَى مَنْ ظَلَمَ, who does dhulm, give me a hand. Hand means some power of defense, some ability to defend myself against this zalim. So here Imam is not asking, oh Allah, change his behavior, let him be a good person instead of being zalim. Why? Because this was asked already. We discussed that earlier. In several sentences, Imam has done with that, with a situation when a person can change, and you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change your behavior and his behavior towards good. So have good relationship, good akhlaq together. But there is a situation that a person is not changing at all. Or maybe he is not a mu'min, he is not a believer. Whatever you say, whatever you do, he doesn't care. Or if he is a believer, Allah forbid somebody is a believer, but he is very harsh and very hard to deal with, and you tried your best, still he is continuing his dhulm. So Imam is saying, Ya Allah, now waj'al li yadan, give me some power, some ability, some strength. This strength is for what? Not to do dhulm on him. It's just to defend myself against that dhulm. So I can do something to repel his wrongdoing, not to start dhulm from myself. Still, this is not the option in Islam, that you do dhulm against somebody who has done dhulm to you. The option is what? The first option is, it has so many steps. First step is, if somebody is not good with you, so what you do? What your reaction should be? So first thing, you start with yourself. You change. Because somebody's behavior against you may be because of you, because of your behavior, because of something you have done wrong, because something that you have done against him which was not appropriate. So the cause of his behavior, his bad behavior, could be you. And this happens, and most of the time, this is the reason. And we start doing something else, and it makes the situation even worse. So first step is, you change. You be better. Somebody is not doing salam to you, for example. This simple little example, saying, he saw you, but he never said salam to you. So what do you do? I'm not going to say salam to him too. Ever. No. This is not the solution. But the solution is that you do salam, keep doing salam. Why? Because he is not doing salam. Maybe he has some misunderstanding against you, or he has some strong point against you, some real reason for doing so against you, and you don't know. You might have no idea that you have done something wrong, and he noticed that wrong, and you didn't notice. You did not notice your own behavior. This many times happen. You're talking to somebody, you don't see your expressions of your face. You're saying something, you have a point, you are right, you are logical, everything, but expression of your face makes it worse. It ruins everything. It ruins your logic. Right? You want to say, brother, I told you, please, don't park here. This is not the parking for everyone, for example. This is one way. And you have a logic. Why? Because see, there is no parking sign over there, and you're parking in wrong place. This is something that you can say nicely. One thing, see, this is not the place for parking. Do you understand? How many times I've told you? You're saying the same thing, just the tone changed, right? You change the tone, not the logic, not the reasoning. Everything is correct and right and perfect, except your tone. And at that time, you're thinking that you are right and you did something good, what you're supposed to do. And that person, his feelings were hurt, not with the thing that you were saying, not the point that you were making to him, but with your tone and the style, the way you said it. You don't realize at the time. You think, oh, this is my job. I'm a volunteer. I'm standing here. I'm supposed to stop people from doing wrong thing. So you are, for yourself, you are right. But that person, he took it on his heart. Now when he sees you, he's not going to say salam to you. He says he's a rude person. But you don't know. So the solution is what? Not to really, you also, start doing the same thing, responding in the same way. Rather, you start changing your behavior. Be nice, be good. Try to ask him that why he is disappointed, why his behavior changed, why he is not doing salam. Be positive. In the first step, be positive and change yourself. The second step, so this is dua, makarim al-akhlaq, amazing dua, to change ourselves, to change our life, change the whole society. And this is what Quran teaches us, what all the divine books teach us, and what all the Anbiya teach us. Imam is teaching us in the form of supplication, dua, in amazing way. So that is first step. The second step, according to this dua, is that you tried yourself to change the behavior of somebody by changing yourself. You did it. You tried. In the same example, if you continue the same example of salam, he is not saying salam to you, and you said 10 times salam to him and he did not reply. 10 times. Now it's too much. What you can do? So you were nice, you were nice, you judge yourself first. This first step, you judged yourself, you did this step already. His behavior still did not change. But most of the time, when you are nice, you are good, he will change. This is 90% of the time this happens, but the problem is you don't do it. For example, if he's not saying salam, you start judging yourself. Say, what happened? What did I do? Instead of asking him, you judge yourself first. Start recalling things that happened before, and oh yeah, really this happened that time. Oh, okay. You come to him and say, sorry brother, sorry, I know the other day this happened and I was, not in a good mood or anything. Give him good reason. Say sorry. One sorry will change the whole world. One sorry. The problem is in the first step you don't say sorry. No sorry from us. Saying sorry is not going to put you down. The word sorry is going to give you dignity and respect more. But it doesn't happen. This is the problem. And Imam is teaching us how to solve the problems. Easy steps in solving the problems. So first step, change. You change. When you change, everything will change. Even if you've been very harsh with somebody, very mean with somebody, and now he is mean, you can resolve it easily by saying sorry. Sorry, the other day I started using such words that I'm not supposed to. I am sorry for that. One sorry will solve all the problem. So you change yourself first. Now you said, okay, I did all my best. I changed. I said sorry. Everything happened. But still he's not changing. What should I do? Should I jump directly to responses just like him? What he is doing to reply the same? Eent ka jawab patthar? No. Then what? The second step, according to Dua Makarim al-Akhlaq, is ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change him. So amazing. First step is what? You change. And you try, and also, while you're trying to change you, yourself, ask Allah to change you. Change your behavior first. Make you a person with akhlaq and manners. Then the second is still you didn't see any outcome. So what you do? Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change him or her, the other person, the other party, right? This is how we're living in a society. Human beings are social beings. I don't want to use the word animal for mu'minin especially. Social beings, right? You are social. When we are social, so always we deal with people, different kind of people. How to deal with those people and how to really be peaceful and keep everyone in peace. So this is how we do it. So first step is what? You change and ask Allah to change you. Don't keep just complaining. He did this to me. He said this to me. What did you do to him? What did you say to him? You never mention that, right? In any conflict, two parties will come to you. Listen to both of them, believe me. See it. You will find everybody is always saying, he said this to me, he did this to me, he was wrong, this what? You will never hear from somebody starting with saying, see, really, the other day I was wrong. I said this to him, which was not appropriate. I did this, which was not good. I am ma'soom. I am sinless. Whatever is he, she. So there are 3 steps. Let me conclude it. In this dua, amazingly, Allahu Akbar. Whatever you call it, conflict resolution, or social behavior, or akhlaq and ethics in your social life, whatever you call it, here is the conclusion. This is what Imam is giving us in these 2 passages of dua. 2 passages. One we have discussed in details earlier. Now we're starting this second one, which is actually 3rd step. So what is the first step again? You change. You realize that what you have done to other person, you judge yourself, right? And try to change yourself. And also ask Allah to change you. This is in one step. Changing yourself and ask Allah to change your behavior. This is what we learned in earlier passage. The second step is what? Now you did your best, you did very good, you are nice. Truly you judged yourself and you said, see, I did what I supposed to do, but still the person's behavior is not changing towards me. So what you do? Don't jump to retaliations. Rather, what you do? Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change. Ya Allah, change his behavior to best. I don't want to repeat all those things. The time is almost over. So you remember all those worst situations to best situations. So several sentences of this dua, Makarim al-Akhlaq, Imam is asking that, oh Allah, change his behavior from the worst, because his worst situation, change it to the best situation. Now, so you done the second step as well, right? What was the second step? To ask Allah to change him. Still he didn't change. He is stubborn, he is rigid, he is really careless, he is arrogant, whatever you call. And he is not willing to change. Rather, he is always giving you a hard time for no reason. Not what to do. What to do. I'm good with him. And between me and Allah, I judged myself and I concluded that no, I'm not doing anything wrong against him. I examined everything, every behavior of my own behavior, but I saw I'm good. Then I asked Allah to change him. Still he's not changing. I did 2 steps. Now what is the next? Here is the next. وَاجْعَلْ لِي يَدًا عَلَى مَنْ ظَلَمَنِي. Oh Allah, give me some power to defend myself against this zalim. Against whom? Zalim. This is what Quran is saying, see. Quran says what? لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. Allah does not like anybody to speak ill against anyone but the person who has been wronged. The mazloom. He has the right to speak against the zalim. So when you really determine between you and Allah, not emotionally, because emotionally in first step you start calling somebody zalim. No. In first step, change yourself. You might be zalim. Remove your zulm. Be good. In the second step, ask Allah to change him. And third step, ask Allah to give you sabr, power, and yadan. Yad means power, some ability, some capabilities to endure the situation, to bear the situation, or to defend yourself against this zalim. Still, there is no fourth step to go and start just fighting against him. It comes in very rare situations when then you have to fight back. That is very, very, very rare. Not in our family issues. No. Not in our social, life. No. It comes in very rare situation where Islam allows jihad in that situation. When somebody really coming to just destroy the whole city, what you do? You will just keep asking Allah to change them? No. Then that defense and that will be a defense and as I said, very in rare situations. But in daily life situations, no. These 3 steps will work, inshallah, and yadan ala man zalami. So we talked about what does yadan ala man zalamani mean. Allah, give me hand against the person who is doing zulm against me. Give me a hand. What does hand mean? We already discussed that. The next sentence will be, you can study before you come, and it is walisanan ala man khasamani. And give me a tongue. Give me a tongue means ability to talk and speak. Ala man khasamani, against the person who is arguing with me unnecessary. That will, inshallah, we'll discuss what does this mean. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to follow the instructions of Quran and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. إن حسن الحديث وأبلغ الموعظة كتاب الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.